Hello, podcasters. Big show. What do we got?
Nick Giannopoulos, the original Wog Boy. Yeah. He popped in a mile a minute. I was going to say a mile an hour. That's slow.
Yeah. A lot of Vince Colosimo anecdotes, which I'm here for, by the way.
Absolutely, he was. We had Jacobson in, your mate Dino. He was fantastic with a cracking story.
Counsellor Chrissie, where Sam didn't help.
Oh.
Well, it's called Counsellor Chrissie. I don't know. I didn't feel under any obligation to help out the caller with their problem, Brownie, but there you go. And wonderful, amazing Tony Martin was in as well. So
it was good. And Sam kept us updated with plenty of news throughout the day, including he had us fascinated with the hold-ups at the Melbourne airport. You know, just hanging on. We're hanging on every word as to what's happening today.
We sure were.
Oh, Brodie has a beautiful mind moment regarding the draft.
Oh, yeah.
Don't miss it.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. Welcome to your Tuesday. Legs 11. 11th of October.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, Christine Swan.
Yes.
You'd be glad to know that you had a little delivery on board for me last week. Last weekend, I went down and saw the old man, old Pop Bizza. Went down to see how he's going. Obviously, it's been a tough few weeks, Swanee, as we know.
Yeah, after the sudden passing of your beautiful mum.
But you've absolutely loaded up. She did, because at Mum's funeral, we spoke about the slow-cooked bolognese.
Yes.
The Pop loved.
And my ears pricked up in that service, and I thought, for as long as I shall live, I will keep Pop Bizza in slow-cooked bolognese. This is my solemn promise.
I tell you what, well, did she have the apron on? She must have been going like a one-armed bricklayer in Baghdad, because Swanee, Saturday morning, I texted her, I said, we're just about to leave. Then she rings me, she goes, don't worry, I've got the trailer on the back of the Hilux. I said, I'm going to struggle to get it up the laneway at the back of your joint. She goes, don't worry, I'll drop it around. Mate, I needed another trailer. I needed another trailer to get all the food back to Pop Biz's.
That's a lot of bolognese.
Yeah,
I said to him, mate,
so
turn the deep freeze, the big chest of the big deep freeze chest out the shed.
The secondary fridge.
Yeah, the secondary fridge needed to be turned on, to be reignited. It used to be there for...
Charge it up, Pop Bizza.
So Pop Biz will be eating slow-cooked spaghetti bolognese for the next 6 months.
Beautiful.
Every night. And he'll need it, because... can't cook the poor bugger to save himself.
Well, you know, enormous changes for him. It's the very least I can do.
Good on you, Swanee.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Whatif.com is all about helping Aussies make the most out of every trip.
Book a hotel, flight, surfboard and snorkel all before you can say brekkie buffet.
Jump online or on the What If app and get started.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
William Shatner's had a situation. 13 24 10. Have you ever abluted accidentally? Accidentally abluted.
What's abluted?
The ablutions. It's a military term. My dad used to always say, he goes, I'm just going to go and do my ablutions. The ablution block is showers and shits.
Oh, okay.
Ablutions.
Righty-o.
I give that to you.
I like that.
The ablutions.
Yeah.
Because I come from a military family, all my uncles were either in the Army or the Navy.
Yeah.
So I know about ablutions. And sometimes you get caught short. Let's just say it that way, because I don't want to be too gross at this time of the morning.
And you William Shatner yourself.
You William Shatner
Happened to a
yourself.
couple of teammates during pre-season training sessions.
Really?
Absolutely.
Aka and Vossi, wasn't it?
Yes. Well, no, it was lethal. Okay. Things were getting difficult. You blew the whistle too hard.
That does happen too, because of the force of energy.
Right.
If you're right on the line, bang.
Bang, it was up and about and you wouldn't believe it.
Sometimes
A whistle blew at the other
Sometimes
end.
when you laugh as well, it's the expulsion of the energy,
Yes.
which tells your bottom half that you can release. 13 24 10. Has this ever happened to you? As it's happened to William Shatner. He woke up one morning because he does. If you're wondering who William Shatner is, he was on Star Trek, but he became famous later on for his spoken word. He's got a magnificent. He's got a magnificent voice.
Didn't mean to make you cry.
This wasn't a joke, by the way. He was serious about
He's
this.
absolutely serious, and even more serious about Rocket Man, which I think we have as well.
I'm a rocket man. Rocket man.
Yes.
Burning out his fuse up here alone.
So he's just punching a cigar and drinking booze, singing this to people
Yes.
who are lapping it up.
Yes. And it turns out that on stage he punched out a fuse.
Yes.
there alone. He'd woken up and he had a bit of a situation, a digestion situation.
Okay.
And he said he was super sick and liquids were coming out of every orifice, he said. But the show must go on, quite literally.
Well, he's skinning them for the cash.
Absolutely.
He's fleecing everyone.
That's
Fleecing
it.
everyone by just talking songs.
That's it.
Come on, William.
And when you've made the promise to fleece someone, you've got to deliver.
Absolutely.
Having said that, if I saw on a poster Jonathan Brown speaks Elton John with a band, mate, I'm getting tickets.
Turning up for that.
I'd pay $115 plus a booking fee for that.
Well, the thing is too,
Wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
because the chances that if you cancelled and you had to refund the ticket and say I'll be back in 3 months' time or whatever, the chances are they're not going to buy them again.
The moments of that's
The
been
moment's
lost.
passed because
You get one chance to make a good first impression. as they
word will
say.
get out about some of the previous shows
Yes.
and they'll say, "Oh shit,
Yeah.
cancelled."
He just
Go.
talked.
One and done.
You're one and done.
One and done. So he had a full house, an auditorium full of people holding tickets, and he's like, "I've got to turn up." We understand that
Yes.
performance pressure. So by hook or by crook, he probably took some Imodium or something, as we all do, to get through. And sure enough, there was a situation on stage where he pooed his pants.
Oh, William.
Yeah. William, what have you
What
done?
have you done, mate?
Jeez, I hope he didn't have white pants on.
Oh, I think he was smart enough to wear a black pant or a brown pant.
Well, I hope
William,
so. 'cause you never know.
something's up, mate. What have you done?
William, why aren't you sitting down?
Did he have to wear a nappy on stage?
No, he didn't,
For the encore?
which is his error. That's an error on his
Yes.
behalf. But I want to say that it's okay to call and tell us when you've been caught short, because I have also.
Yes.
This has happened to me, and I'm happy to talk about anything. After 100 years in the biz, nothing is sacred. And
And you've been a woman in labour.
I have. Well, no, I haven't.
Oh, yes.
I haven't,
That's
because
right,
I had
you've the
elective.
zip.
I had elective Caesars, so I've actually never given birth. But I have wet my pants, a full wee as well. Thank you,
is Sam.
Dino.
So has Sam several times on the golf course.
Correct.
Has he?
Yeah.
Well, we'll be talking to him in 45 minutes and see if that story checks out.
Also, when Parky bashed him in that EJ Whitten Legends game, that was weird.
Yeah, that was a real moment, wasn't it? It was a turning point. But my story is this, and I've told it before, but I'll tell it again because I've got no shame. I was on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. It was like 8 years ago now. And part of, it's in the middle of nowhere. It was back when it was filmed in Africa.
Yes.
It is going to be back in Africa next year, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it's hard to get to the Kruger National Park. And so you fly into Johannesburg on a normal flight, and then you fly to a place called Hoedspruit, which is, another normal sort of aircraft. And then you've got to take a very small plane out to the middle of nowhere, and you land on like this concrete landing strip in the middle of nowhere. It was only me and the pilot on the plane. And I don't know if you've been on a very, very small plane. This one probably was
Cessna.
for 4 people, whatever that is. Maybe
Not
a flock,
four-seater.
a flock of friendship.
Ah, yes.
One of the greats. But you feel every gust of wind up there, and I was sick.
Really? How long was the flight?
Probably about 45 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
And long enough for me to be in all sorts. And it got to the stage where we were landing. I was sick the whole way. And then I'd thrown up everything in my
It's a bit
stomach.
of a cork in the ocean, those small planes.
Oh, my God. It was horrendous. And I'd thrown up everything in my stomach.
Yeah.
And then I was dry retching. And that motion caused a full wee to come out with every sort of contraction of the spew where nothing was coming out. A little bit of wee would come out.
With the
until-
force of the Nile River.
man.
Goodness gracious.
So then
man.
I landed and I had a full wee, like puddled on the
What colour
on the
pants do you have on?
black leggings.
Fortunately.
Thank God.
Yeah.
And I had the foresight of carrying a denim jacket. So I got off the plane and I met the person that was looking after me and keeping me anonymous. And I just put the jacket around my waist.
Oh, like you're a cool kid in high school.
Absolutely. And I just thought, if I don't say anything, she might not know.
Well, the squelching may have given it away, though.
Good point, John.
Even then, I just didn't acknowledge it. You've just got to act as if.
Yeah.
That's the advice. And then I, got to the resort and sorted myself out. But I have done a full wee. A full week.
Jeez.
With no, it was horrendous.
It's a big effort.
It's terrible when that happens.
All right.
13, 24, 10. When have you gone to the toilet when you shouldn't have?
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Have you ever gone to the toilet when you shouldn't have?
What's
In
it,
public? William Shatner did it, and he calls it a technical difficulty. Have you ever had a technical difficulty?
What did your old man call it when you actually go to the...
Ablutions.
Ablutions.
Yes,
Right, this
it's
was
a military term.
This was an unforced ablution, though, Swanee, for you.
Absolutely. Darren from King Lake does.
Good morning, guys.
Talk to us about when you've gone and you shouldn't have.
When I was playing cricket, I'm a wicket keeper.
Oh.
And the worst part of being in all whites is, when
and you can't go off the field because all the other fieldsmen or field ladies, Daz, can go off the field for a little toilet break, but you're the keeper. There's only one keeper in the team.
Can't.
You just can't have old bugger luck step in for a couple of overs while Daz has gone to the toilet in case he drops a catch.
Exactly, and high risk in head-to-toe white, Daz.
Daz, can I ask, did the position you're always in, bobbing up and down on your knees, that wouldn't have helped things, would it, really?
No, and that's half the problem. I went to the right to get a catch and completely unleashed and couldn't hide the fact that I'd done it.
God almighty.
Unleashed.
You wish you had a different set of pads on, Daz. The wicket keepers wear pads, Swanee.
The old continent. I needed the old continent pants.
Yes.
Keep it, I think.
Darren, can I ask what the immediate aftermath was? Obviously, you'd have to excuse yourself at that point.
I just laid down. I laid down and I knew there was nothing I could do.
Really?
They rolled me over and it was just everywhere.
Well, like stretchered, like you'd been knocked out.
He played dead.
Smart, Daz. Because if you wait for the stretcher, you might be able to get away with it,
Even I was walking off with my gloves over my backside trying to hide it, but it was running down my leg. So that was the end of it.
Man.
And no doubts the boys would have quickly forgotten about it and moved on.
Oh, no, mate. To this day, they still call me Skitty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Daz, you've
It's Skitty. It's
10K.
Skitty to his mates,
Yes.
Dino.
Yeah. You can win 10K and you got a copy of Jonathan Brown's Life in Football. Let's go to Natasha.
I'll sign it too, Skitty.
Share your trauma, Natasha.
Hey guys.
Hello.
So when I was about 20, we were going for after work drinks with my bosses, and they said, "Oh, we've got tickets for the rugby. Should we all go?" So at this stage, I was pretty drunk, agreed to go, and we got to the rugby. I was waiting in line for the toilet. All my bosses were waiting outside the toilet for me, and I just completely weed my pants in the toilet line. And I was wearing light blue jeans, and it was just completely streaked with my wee. In that moment, I just panicked and thought, "You've got to sort this out. You've got to sort this out." So I just filled the basin with water and just covered my whole jeans with water, so it looked like I was wearing darker jeans, and just rolled with it all night.
That's really smart.
That's cool.
That's really smart, Natasha.
I was freezing, but I was like, in that moment, I just needed to sort it.
Absolutely. You got to. I had that happen to one of the kids, and we're out in public. And, the kid's young and they can't control herself, unlike Natasha, who's a grown woman at this stage. And they were obviously, the kids get so embarrassed on it.
Yes.
So I splashed water all over myself as well. So it looked like we both wet ourselves together.
The Adam Sandler from Billy Madison.
Absolutely. I thought of that. I thought of the Adam Sandler.
That's smart.
Gorgeous dad.
Tash.
Bad colour too, blue, like a pale blue for wetting yourself.
You're off to see Don't Worry Darling, starring Harry Styles and Florence Pugh. It's in cinemas now. Reese, finally, what do you got for us?
How's it going, guys?
Good, mate.
So I had a pretty embarrassing moment about 2 or 3 weeks into my relationship with my now wife. I think it was our second or third date, and I'd had a big night the night before. I was feeling a bit crook in the guts, but couldn't turn down the opportunity to spend some time with her. So she said that she had to go to the shops and get a couple of things, and then asked me if I wanted to have some lunch with her. So went and had some lunch, and then long story short, as I was doing the old penguin walk through the shopping centre, and then sitting in the toilets while she was doing the run to the Bond store, I think I realised she was the one. So
yes, what a woman!
I couldn't hold it on, couldn't hold it in, and the rest is history.
God, that's lovely. That's a lovely tale.
Love is blind.
Yeah.
That just shows you love is blind.
Yeah.
because if there was any doubt in her mind, she would have gone straight past the undy store, out to the car and gone ski.
Run to the hills.
Absolutely. And also thank you, Reese, for the term crook in the gut.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Instagram. Nick Giannopoulos, an actor, writer, producer and director of things like Acropolis Now, The Wog Boy, The Wannabes, Kings of Mykonos, and in 1997 a wonderful little cartoon right before Heartbreak High that was... Nostalgia's pouring out of my eyes. Anyway, you can see Nick with Wog Boys Forever. It's in cinemas now. Here's Zorba Dundee.
Welcome to your Chrissie, Sam and Brownie debut, Nick Giannopoulos.
Thank you so much for having me on, everybody.
I can't believe
it's taken this long.
Yes.
How's those headphones? Is that loud
Thank
enough?
you, mate. Thank you very much. That's the one. That's what I need.
Turn them up.
Thank you so much for having me on at this beautiful hour of the morning.
I haven't seen you since we both got COVID, mate.
No, well,
Really?
thanks for bringing that back up, Brownie. That's, hey.
Well, we went to a little party. Nick did an outstanding job one night.
We won't mention
the venue. We won't mention the venue, but a great establishment in the city.
Yeah.
Nick did a wonderful job hosting, and then we both come down with COVID as well as half the joint.
Fun. Actually, that was back in the days when it actually made the news. It's nearly a year ago.
Yeah. I just said to someone before, I said, do we count the COVID? Because they said, how long since the last film? I said, do we count the COVID years or not? Because a lot of people just stopped counting.
That's a good point.
Everyone's just subtracting 2 years now. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
So I say 10 years, and they go, wasn't it 2010? I said, minus COVID.
It's a crazy
That's good.
time.
I'm looking forward to my 40th, my second 40th
Yes,
this year.
exactly.
See, I like this. This is the new thing. #- minus COVID.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're all going to get 2 years of our life back.
Joel Chrissie is 32, but he just had his 30th birthday party.
Yes, absolutely.
For that reason. You turned it into, a sow's ear into a silk purse and used that downtime to write this film?
I did, because I was going to do a stage show with Sushi Mango, and of course that got all cancelled. I thought, instead of sitting around and, thinking about lockout at 8 p.m.
Yes.
Remember our 8 p.m. lockouts?
A mate of mine got rolled crossing the river on his bike at 10 o'clock at night going for a little booty call. Got a $1,600 fine. Anyway, that's another
I went
story.
to my 7-Eleven, my local 7 at 8:05.
Yeah.
And the cop car pulled up, so he goes, no, mate, don't do it.
Really?
I said, and I can,
not a packet of smokes.
I can see Pardeep, the owner of the 7-Eleven, looking at me through the door, going, don't do it, Nick! Don't knock the door!
Unbelievable.
Nick, I'm telling you, the 7-Eleven guy who owned the 7-Eleven, who I've known for years, he had locked, but he was like, don't do it, mate, don't come in.
It's crazy.
Really?
And the cops pull up at my side and go, mate, I wouldn't do it, mate.
Thank
Where do you
God.
live, mate? I said, I just live across the road. They go, you better get home, mate.
All you wanted was one of
8
those old sausage rolls. That's all you wanted.
Been in the Bay Marine all
Mate,
day.
damn it.
Actually, it was an
that's
oat
over.
choc milk, but, it's close.
Yeah.
I want to talk about your film.
Yes, please.
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 The one before last, you went to Mykonos.
Yes.
Where is this one?
This one's back here in Melbourne. We filmed it during COVID.
What
Real
suburb?
simple reason being,
that the
Chrissy, we couldn't
7-Eleven?
go anywhere, so it had to be Melbourne. And I'm glad it was, because we've made Melbourne look beautiful in this film.
Did you
I'm
stay
really proud
within
of
the
it.
5Ks?
No, we had exemptions. Film and TV had these papers where we could go around.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Us and the emergency workers. It was
I
great.
love that that Sushi Mango are also involved in this film, and I love that you've embraced them, because the first time I saw Sushi Mango, I was like, hang on, this is just Wogs out of work.
Yeah.
Take two.
Oh,
but
yeah.
you've seen it and gone, yes, I embrace that.
Yeah, look, I found them on the internet in 2016, and they were really raw. They were making stuff out of their car, videos of their car. I was just really impressed with their ability to just pick up a phone and do what they were doing, and I really admired that. I was fortunate enough to go to Victorian College of the Arts, and I'm a trained actor and all of the rest, as is Vince Colosimo. But these guys, they were doing amazing stuff with no training,
They are
with
extraordinary.
family. And I was so impressed. And I invited them to come meet me, and we did a stage show called Wogs at Work. Then we did another stage show called Star Wogs with Mary Custis. And by that stage, 18, they had come leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
They're really fast learners. And, and then the next thing you know, they're selling out stadiums. I've never sold out a stadium.
Rod Laver Arena.
I think they came on a bit too fast.
Rod Laver Arena several times over.
Yeah,
It's been an extraordinary
It is extraordinary,
story.
And I mean...
They took off during COVID.
I've done a lot of
Those
shows over
videos
my
were,
years, but I've never played Rod Laver.
Yeah, that's good. Those videos they did during COVID were unbelievable.
They were, and I heard you talking to them that night, that party we mentioned, and
That's right.
and I heard you saying, how they got you to help get you through that.
Yes.
But they're great in this film, guys. They're very funny.
Now, you mentioned our friend as well, Vince Colosimo. You guys met in your 20s at acting school.
We did.
Do you remember the day?
Yes.
Your first impressions of Vince Colosimo?
Yeah, so Vince was already... Don't forget, Vince was a film star when he was a kid, when he was like 13. Right. He did a movie called Moving Out.
And
I didn't know that.
It still is great.
Yeah,
He's an extraordinary actor.
For all you millennials out there, Vince Colosimo in the 80s was like the Harry Styles of Australia.
Didn't you know this?
Mate, I kid you
I
not.
didn't know.
I kid you not.
Oh, my God.
So, Moving Out, and then he did a film
amazing.
called Street Hero.
Street Hero
in
was
the mid-80s.
incredible.
See, Chrissy and I.
Auditioned for BMX Bandits.
He was, seriously, he was the Harry Stylesopoulos of Australia. And he's, cool dresser, made the king of Lygon Street before he played Alfonso Mandela.
Yes.
The real king of Lygon Street. Yeah. So anyway, he was already famous when he came to Victorian College of the Arts, which is a terrific school. It's along the lines of NIDA in Sydney, just a very prestigious school that you have to audition to get into. And only 20 people get in every year. So once you get in, you feel like a bit of a,
Yeah,
there you go,
around.
mate. There you go. You're a bit of a big head.
Absolutely.
We've got two members of VCA.
No. Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Good on you guys.
Yeah, they're
You got a
amazing.
second handshake.
Actors or what school? Dance?
No, we both went to the secondary school, so we're both dancers.
All right. Good on you. Well done. Great school, huh?
Oh, great school. Fun. Free dress. We love that.
Yeah.
Back to Vince. So was he intimidating?
Mate, so I'm in third year by now. He's coming into first year, right? And I parked my car, which at the time was a red Celica.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, how good's a Celica, though?
Pretty cool.
Especially a red one.
Mate, with a black Louvre.
Oh, of course.
Black Louvre. And I had the Celica strip on the side that said Celica.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was
yes.
cool.
And the wire Mustang wheels. Oh. They were a bitch to clean, but they looked
They would have been
terrific.
tough, yeah.
Mate,
So there was a lot of spokes, wasn't there? Yeah.
And everybody else, of course, had their father's cars and broken down sort of station
Not
wagon.
cool.
So, I sort of stood out of it. And Vince rolls up in his father's station wagon. I go, Vince Colosimo. He goes, who are you, mate? I said, mate, I'm here at the school. Listen, mate, I'm a third year here, so if there's anything you want to know about, how the course is going to go and all of that, I'm here for you. He goes, mate, I already know. Because I already know, mate. Because I've already done movies. I go, yeah, mate, I know. He goes, hey, what do you got in that Celica? I go, that 4 litre. Is this not a 4 litre? That's a 2 litre. It's all right, mate. Take it easy. So, first thing we discussed was our cars.
Beautiful.
Next thing we discussed where we go out, which clubs we go to.
Yes.
Third thing we're sharing each other's Chasers medallion.
Yeah, I was going to say, my God.
One more Vince question, because
It's great to have another Wog boy at VCA, man.
One more real quick Vince question, because it came up in the office. He's done a scene with Leonardo DiCaprio. Have you ever discussed that with him?
If you ever have dinner with Vince, you'll hear the 2-hour dinner party story about him and Leo, which just gets longer every time I hear it.
So the extended version.
It started as 5 minutes long.
Yes.
After he did the film, which was 07, right? And at my last birthday dinner, it became like a 1.5 hour story. So he's kind of extended it now beautifully, and all the little bits that he'd forgotten, he's kind of filled in, and
Bit of
a few
detail.
little extras.
A little bit of mayonnaise in there.
Yeah, exactly. You know how it goes.
Yes.
But great stories, which I can't tell you on radio.
Right.
No.
But let's just say that DiCaprio was very impressed by Vince.
Whoa!
Well, we're impressed by Vince when he comes in here.
We love
Mate,
him.
Wog Boys Forever, it's out now. You're going to kill it with this, I think, in this town, my friend.
Look, we go 70,000 people seen it already. Mate, we're a little Aussie battler up against George Clooney, Julia Roberts, Christian Bale, you name it. Every star in Hollywood seems to have a movie out this week. And I'm really proud of this little Aussie film.
Congratulations, Wog Boys Forever. Go see it. See you, mate. Thanks for coming in.
Pleasure, guys. Thank you.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Brownie, you got news about Jeremy Clarkson?
Jeremy Clarkson, of course, Top Gear fame, Swanee. And then recently, Clarkson's farm.
Yes.
So he's got this big 400-hectare farm. It's about 1,000 acres, Swanee. In the beautiful part of England.
Yes, the rolling English country.
The rolling English. It looks like
Hills.
very rich boy
It
country.
does, yeah.
But obviously he bought the farm on the back of his cash he made from Top Gear.
He turned that into a TV show.
Turned into a TV show. It was on Amazon last year. Me and Jackie Brown, my son, we would sit down and watch it religiously. We loved it. And because what he did, Swan, he had a crack at farming. Had no idea about farming. He thought, I'm going to have a crack at this and try and make a profit. And
What's up?
We can't hear anything in our earphones anymore.
Hello.
You're going to okay.
We're on the radio.
Okay, we'll keep
And
going.
anyway, so, but what's happened? So last year, he did the farming, then he created a shop, a fruit and veg shop, to sell all the stuff.
I love it.
It's been named Diddley Squat because last year, his whole year of farming, he did all the farming himself, did all the planting, all the cropping, and then with his girlfriend, then sold the place, grabbed the stuff, harvested it, then sold it in their shop. Yeah. They made £140 profit for the year, Swanee. £140 profit. Now the local council has told him to shut it down because they think it's an eyesore to the community when they drive past this shop. It's named Diddley Squat because he made Diddley Squat last year. £140, and now he's been told to shut it down after all those construction costs and the
Those
setup
council
costs.
people are silly.
No.
They're silly.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Welcome to your Tuesday, Melbourne, and welcome to the microphone, Samuel Pang.
Good morning, Melbourne. 3 words. Good morning, Melbourne. You know?
3 today.
Yeah.
3, unlike the 2 yesterday, which was also Good Morning Melbourne.
I can't even know. I don't know what. How are we all?
Joe
Hey,
Biden
10.
gave
Good.
Flat
Yeah.
10.
Really? 10 out of 10?
Absolutely.
Haven't you lost your wallet?
Yeah, I'm so annoyed.
What happened?
Oh, my
I
God.
was at the movies and I think I dropped it down the gold class seat. Gold class.
Hello.
Was it in that little locker that you put things in?
I suspect
or-
so, Swanee. I had my chicken tenders, gone, and then I just left.
Should we call
Did
them
you-
on air and see?
Well, they don't answer. I have to rock up.
Yeah.
Did you think of checking for the wallet before you left, or you realised when you got to the scooter?
Thank you, Dad. That would have been a
No,
better...
I'm telling you, this is a big thing.
No, well, I actually would have thought it's a reasonable question.
I'm going to say, I know, you're a maverick,
Yeah.
and I know you're a law unto yourself. A
pistol.
But can I just say, whenever you leave somewhere,
Yeah.
3 things.
Wallet,
just go, keys, phone.
phone.
Just
Yeah.
go, have I got them? Because if anything else,
WKP.
anything else is replaced. Well, everything's replaced, but they're the 3 things.
3 words.
I'm sorry, I'm concerned about your wallet, but I'm also concerned that you just said chicken tenders.
Yeah, from the gold class menu. Lightly crumbed. Very delicious.
How?
Was that
How-
an ad? Just
3
an ad?
sauces.
How dare you?
3 different sauces.
You know what we order.
The prawn Twizzler.
The prawn Twizzler is the superior menu item, and you had a chicken tender.
I lost my mind yesterday.
You two should be. The fact that you know that menu so well, you two, says a lot, I think.
Prawn Twizzlers.
Very concerning.
Want to see what happens in the studio? Check it out on Facebook. Follow Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
There's some lessons from last night's show. I haven't been paying attention, Christine, that I learned. Joe Biden has pardoned all federal offences of marijuana.
Yes.
Did see that.
Yeah, that's pretty
Well,
big.
the Greens are pushing it here to be legalised as well.
Yeah, so that's pretty big. Trying to remove all those, criminal records that lead to barriers for employment and housing and all that sort of stuff. Anthony Albanese has responded, and he has pardoned everyone involved in the real Love Boat.
Jeez, he acted quickly. He's straight onto it. He doesn't let time pass, does he?
Mate,
Straight
because
on
he's
it.
got his finger on the pulse of the heartbeat of the nation.
Hey, debut.
Bad show, great theme.
Which
This one.
isn't this? That's the same theme as the original.
Yes, I know. Just trying to find a positive. You know, that's kind of my thing.
Listen, I know I'm quite retro in some of my references and television shows. The Love Boat back then, not one of mine, have not seen an episode.
No,
Really, I loved it.
Did you?
late.
Was it good? Was it an actually?
It was fantastic.
Okay.
I was too late for
What
it.
was it? Just
Puerto Vallarta.
I know
just
there was
horny old people on a boat.
and they just just
Yeah, hook up.
hooking up.
Bad show, great theme could be said about Hey Dad as well. Come on.
Well, history says that.
Absolutely.
Come on.
Yeah, well, the
History says that.
on the on the real.
You done?
On the real Love Boat.
Yeah.
On the review. If you're doing a review of the Channel 10 upfronts last week,
Yeah.
and like, say it was Lee
Be
Matthews.
careful. Christine is
just saying.
contracted to that station.
If Lee Matthews was up there doing a review, like a post-game review,
Yeah.
do you reckon he'd probably say, maybe we started off a bit, we maybe could have got the first quarter right? Not apart from Christine Swan, the first bounce was magnificent, but leading with the real Love Boat, as the introductions for the Channel 10 upfronts. What do
Very-
you think? What do you think?
Very easy in hindsight over there, John, to sit there on the cheap seats and just throw shade at people doing their best. No one knows anything. No one knows what's going to work and what's not going to work.
No,
True.
That's not what you said off air.
Shut up!
Yeah, privately.
You idiot. Hey, what? This is quite concerning. North Korea has fired a ballistic missile, Swanee, over Japan.
Oh,
Jesus.
warning shot.
I know, a little bit. Luckily, they would hit the real love boat.
Sam, this is really unbecoming.
What?
To celebrate.
I'm not celebrating. I just thought
You are
Who was
dancing.
excited?
You are dancing on the love boat's grave.
Punching down.
Mate,
I'll get a
I'll
nod.
punch up in a minute.
Whey!
Right into your chin.
You
and
had
knock
your
you out.
chance on the way home from New York City, and I was there with you, and you didn't take that chance. Why didn't you? He was passed out with his bum blown out. You could have done whatever you wanted to him.
All I'll say is, bring friends.
Kim Jong-un took down the love boat.
Oh, no, I don't. I've got no one. Listen. What else we got here? Koshi quoted as saying, "It's been one of the great joys of my life. It's been incredible." Of course, he's talking about... Do you know? He celebrated a milestone last week?
I thought it might have been. I just remember the audio of him giving away a cruise.
Well, that's true. We might play that, but it's been one of the great joys of my life. It's been incredible. Many people are thinking about... Of course, he celebrated 20 years on Sunrise.
Oh, wow, that is a long time.
And 4 years since he got rid of Sam Armitage, so...
4 years since Sam's been.
I don't know how he is.
She dominated Stella.
Whatever it is, it feels
I
longer.
saw a headline on the weekend saying Sam Armitage makes a rare public appearance, and I thought,
What?
She's in Stella every week.
yeah. I don't think she's not. I wouldn't think of her and think, oh, she's a hermit.
Hey, I've got that cruise audio just ready to go at the end
good.
of this.
Jared Leto, Swanee. That's how you say it, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's set to star as Karl Lagerfeld in a new movie about the famous fashion icon.
He's a very bad man, Karl Lagerfeld.
I thought there was some concerning things in his history, but
Mm.
that's will make for an interesting movie. You can't just-
Awful.
Is he?
Just awful.
I don't know
Awful
what best-
about women and their bodies and fat people. He's just gross.
Well, if you talk fashion icons, though, he is quite a well-known.
Yes,
that's
he's a designer. Absolutely.
I would have thought that he's best known for he's the first person ever to tuck his tracksuit pants into his socks. Do you know that? I think that will be his real legacy.
I like that.
Do you know what? I don't think I'll ever be that cold. I'd rather have exposed ankles and freeze to death than tuck my.
Playing tennis in winter, it would.
Did you?
Yeah, because it'd stop the wind going up your tracksuit.
That would have
bottom.
looked really cute, actually.
Smart.
We did it during
I was adorable, you know that.
We did it during some cold training sessions here in Melbourne. We were playing footy. You come down on a Friday night, you weren't acclimatised to it coming from Queensland.
Tuck
and
them in.
You'd wear the tracky dacks and the footy socks up
And
over
did you have
top.
the very high socks so they ended up looking like a pantaloon?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I
great.
love the high socks.
Velma, I mentioned this last week, but it's official. Velma from Scooby-Doo has officially come out as gay.
Yeah, I thought that was old news.
Well,
I
just
knew that years
officially,
ago.
though. I think the officially bit. She's also, by the way, she's come out as pro-life and a card-carrying member of the NRA. She's refusing to be pigeonholed. That's what I like about Velma.
She loves guns.
Mate, she
Yes.
loves them.
She's zagging when everyone's zigging.
She
Good
doesn't
on you,
doubt her
Velma.
anyway.
Listen, apparently we've got to get to you've got some counselling to do, so we better get to it. But
We do.
I did mention Koshi did celebrate 20 years as the host of Sunrise. And
Yeah.
How do you
the
celebrate?
Channel 7 upfronts are coming up as well. And I said this last week. I just said, if this doesn't get played as one of the great highlights of Koshi's career, then I'd be very, very disappointed.
How would you like to go cruising?
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Go to your front door, Christine.
Tell us who you're going to take.
I'm going to take my husband.
Oh,
Why?
He's got terminal cancer.
That sort of stuff that gets you 20 years on telly.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
If you've got a problem, I've got a problem, Chrissie. She's here to talk it out. I think I need a counsellor. It's Counsellor Chrissie Melbourne.
Received an SOS from my favourite regional township, The Rat, Ballarat. last night, and I said, Kath, you are going to have to bring this on air, and it's the only way we're going to get to the bottom of it. Kath joins us now. Hello, Kath.
Hi, Chrissy. Hi, guys.
Please tell me you're going to L'Espresso today and you're going to order the cronut.
Absolutely.
Good girl.
Well, it's a big day ahead.
Huge. A lot happening in the Rat today.
Kath, there is a lot happening. There is a lot happening on November 25th.
February.
Oh, February. Sorry, you said November in your email. Talk to me. Yeah, talk to me about your problem.
Well, my problem, Chrissy, is that I'm taking my two nieces and one of their friends to Harry Styles at the MCG on Saturday. I think it's Friday, the 24th of February.
Very exciting. I can't see any problems so far.
Oh, well, there wasn't a problem until I brought tickets to see old mate Sam Pang and his buddies, which happens to be on the same night. And I thought, Harry Styles was Saturday night. What do I do? Which one do I go to?
What do you do? It's torn between two lovers. You've got tickets to Harry Styles and Sam Pang on the same night.
Yep.
Well, I'm seeing Harry Styles that night, so I don't know. It doesn't seem to be a massive decision to make.
And it's a sold-out show, both of them, I think.
They are, correct.
Kath,
what a debacle.
What are you going to do? What do you guys think she should do?
So her and her nieces and... Well, go and see Harry Styles.
Who do you want to see more, Kath? Harry Styles or Sam and his motley crew?
Well, I've seen Harry Styles twice. So,
And he might play the new stuff.
yeah, no, I don't know if I'm fussed on the new stuff. I'm more of a 1D fan.
All right, Kath, I think I've got an answer for you. Do you have a brother or sister or significant other that could sub in for you on the Harry job with your nieces?
No, my husband wouldn't want to go to either. No. So I'm really...
Well, maybe he just has to.
So your husband wouldn't want to go to the comedians?
No.
Whoa.
No.
Well, you know what? I was going to drag him along to it, but we just sort of...
Listen, Kath, sold out. We don't need people dragged into this. Does he has no interest in seeing the show, the comedians?
A little bit, but he just non-fussed. If I didn't buy the tickets, he wasn't going to go.
So he's got the choice of comedians. He can go to Harry Styles, and what's he going to just sit at home and just...
Yeah, he's a real funny one. He's great.
Does he not like one particular comedian? Good question.
No, he's pretty fussed on all the comedians. He doesn't mind all the comedians, actually. He thinks they are all right. I think it's more just having to do something.
I know. Privately, there must be one. He's not a fan.
You've struck gold there, Kath.
Here's some advice. He needs to turn up to his own life. But that's an aside.
I like the Katie's jig.
Brownie, there's a man there on a Friday night or a Saturday night.
Yeah. With a ticket.
With the ticket to go and see Harry Styles or go and see a night of comedy. Nah, I'll be right. February 24, there'll be a big bash game on that night. I think the Sydney Sixers are playing Adelaide or something. You know, what a putz.
Wentworth
You're married
Park.
to a putz, Kath.
Wentworth Park Greyhounds, Moonee Valley late night races.
Kath, seriously now, though. What about one of the parents of the other kids?
But it's more I want to go to both. I don't want to handball one of the tickets. I want to go to both.
Well, you can't have everything in life, Kath. Do you know what I mean?
You can't.
Well,
You're not Michael Keaton in Multiplicity.
Who's your favourite comedian? I can solve this. Who's your favourite comedian?
Out of those four?
Yeah.
Lawrence Mooney.
Okay, well, Moon. now, this is
He's mine
okay.
too.
This is okay. Moons will be finishing most likely.
Yeah.
So you could get the first set for Harry Styles. You might miss the encore. Then you could race across town and you can get Moon Man to finich the show for the comedians.
She's got 3 kids with her.
I'll just leave them there. They'll be fine. Solved.
What do you want me to do?
Well, have you got tickets to the show beforehand? I'm happily.
Oh yeah. No, I'm just out in the street, just handing them out.
I thought you might have been.
Actually, that's a good idea.
Sold out,
Kath, how about this? If anyone is listening and has 2 tickets to the November show,
yes,
that would prefer to go to the February show, give us a call, 13 24 10. And
Well,
then,
also-
Kath,
I'll swap.
you can go in November, and whoever this listener is with the 2 tickets can go in February.
It doesn't have to even be. It doesn't even have to be in November. There's 2 shows in February.
Yeah, I just can't do the 24th. There's
Okay.
the 17th of February, I
there's
think,
2
isn't
shows
there?
this
All right, so if anyone's got tickets to the November or the February 17th show of the comedians, give us a call, 13 24 10. You can swap, Kath, and then you get your cake and eat it too.
That is the best solution.
And the
So
phone
call us,
is calling.
help us out.
There's the good news. We'll be in touch.
Florence Mooney.
Thanks.
Do you want to see what this looks like? Well, get the visuals on Instagram. Follow Chrissie, Sam and Brownie. Shane Jacobson, an actor, writer, producer and judge of many things, like Kenny, Oddball, Jack Irish and Thomas and Friends. But you can see him judging people on Australia's Got Talent, which continues 7:30 tonight on 7. Here's Jacobson.
Shane Jacobson, welcome.
Hey, how we doing?
Now, we both used the golden buzzer last night, but yours is different to mine.
What's your golden buzzer?
Don't worry about it. Let's talk
Have you
about
painted the button on your toilet gold? Is that what you're going to tell me?
Let's talk about you using your golden buzzer.
Yes, I did last night for a comedian. Yeah, anyway, he was fantastic, and I'll be honest, it's a special moment when you press that button because all that gold streamers come out.
Yes,
and of course you catapult their career,
Shane,
and
do
then
you
all the
think
crew in the ad break come over and go, great, now we've got to sweep that shit up.
Thanks a lot. Do you think you went? It seems very early to use the golden buzzer.
Are you suggesting we shoot in sequence?
What?
And
Come
it's
on,
out.
Christine.
And it's out.
You should know
What
this.
a, what a chump I turned out
No,
to be.
because there's a lot we say no to. There's little montages you will see, which is a few people have said no, but there'd be 80 people you wouldn't even see on screen, and that you won't.
Right. Well, that makes so much sense.
Now, are we any chance of seeing you with the shirt off? Because the other night, we were watching the episode, my old man's a big fan of AGT. He goes, this is a good show, I don't mind this.
He
and
loved
then
it.
the first act I saw was the boys sort of doing the, not trapeze, but the dances. They were standing on top of each other.
The brothers, yeah.
And what's the judge's name? The other fella's
David Williams.
David
Yeah,
Williams.
got his shirt off and got amongst them.
He gets his.
He's a pretty big name.
Well, I told you, my old man's a big fan. I haven't had an opportunity to see it. So, David Williams, he got his gear off up on stage.
Yeah, he took his shirt off. I'm not going to because Australia has spoken, and I'll stay covered up for the rest of my life.
That's a shame.
I don't have a
Well,
rig.
you've done the full Monty,
Remember that
haven't you?
campaign, Free the Nipple? Remember that? Yeah, there was a Free the
I
Nipple
do
campaign.
remember it, yeah.
Well,
You should have
he
been
did the full Monty show.
I did.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, well, it was half a minty was one time I got my gear off.
Oh, Monty.
Now, can I come back to something you guys were speaking about this morning? I know you're not supposed to do that in a radio show.
Whatever you want.
The
We
thing-
absolutely are.
So you were doing the William Shatner, which then became the William Shat, because he
Yeah.
did shit himself. Yeah. I've got a mate who's a director. This is his story about when he let it go when he didn't want to. He was on a train in Asia, and he's not saying it was a bullet train, but it was a very, very fast train, right? He's a TV director. I won't say his name. Hello, Mark, if you're listening. He's about 6'5", right? He was on a train in Asia. He shat himself and went into the toilets. Obviously got rid of the underpants because they're done, and then he got his pants. He only had a skivvy on. He got his pants off and washed them in the sink, and the window only opened a little bit. So he thought, I'll dry these out. So he hung them out the window, and phoom, they're gone. So he, a 6'5" man in Asia where everyone's small, only has a skivvy left. He had to put his legs through the arms of the skivvy, tie a knot, crutch, and got out on the train. And there's this guy at 6'5" back on a train with the people, and he's on a train that's like now bulleting its way away from his hotel. So that's how he spent his day in Japan.
Walking around in a skivvy.
That is amazing.
As pants.
As pants. Oh,
Listen, Shane, if you got the Australia's Got Talent, we got that plug out, yeah.
7 p.m. Sunday.
Williams, we've got who else is there?
Kate Ritchie, and Alicia Dixon, who's probably the nicest person on TV and on earth. So David and Alicia have been on judges on Britain's Got Talent for over 10 years.
She's from band, isn't she? She's a singer.
Yeah. Amazing singer.
7:30 on 7 Monday.
Look at Sam doing the heavy lifting. Look at him go.
Well, no, I didn't say that with a lot of confidence because you never know in the modern day. a real Love Boat, I thought it was on at a certain time, and now it's on at a different time.
Will you be going to the upfronts, Shane, with Sam? Because Sam's, of course,
Channel
a Channel
7
talent.
He's a massive talent on our channel. I'm still dancing in heels and a dress in Hairspray. So
amazing show, Shane. You were very good. I loved it.
Thank you.
I saw the matinee with all old people, and you were off the hook.
Yeah, the matinees are our favourite on a Wednesday because you get to watch yourself perform. We call it performing to the ocean because everyone's got blue rinse, and everyone has glasses so you can see yourself perform.
Oh, hey, that sounds like a bit of me.
And I won't mention who says it. Hello, Todd McKenny, if you're listening. But sometimes he says to the kids, "Now give them a good show. It may be the last one they ever see."
Yes,
That's magnificent. Hey, before you've got a wonderful. What the hell am I doing here? But I just wanted. We were discussing you coming on the show. We did mention what a storied career you have, right? By the way, you were magnificent in Jack Irish.
Oh,
I watched
thank
the
you.
entire series during lockdown, and I loved it.
Thank you.
But it made me think, you're there sharing the screen with Guy Pearce. In The Dressmaker, you're there, like Kate Winslet's in that movie. You've worked with Paul Hogan. I remember seeing you in the Bourne Legacy.
Yes.
It was in a factory. You were you were the boss of the factory. And I'm thinking, you're in a scene with Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
And Edward Norton's in that show.
He is.
Give me a Renner story or a Norton story from the Bourne.
I'll tell you, from
Legacy.
that film, there was
Supremacy.
a kind of pinch myself moment. So I filmed it partly in New York, and then we had to film the rest of it in the Philippines. And so we're in the Philippines, but on those big films, they fly you in well early, like so that you don't get caught up on flights. They fly you in a week before you're needed.
Right.
So even the Philippines, I had 2 days shooting, but I was probably there for 2.5 weeks. And then they hold you up in case something goes wrong, or imagine if a digital drive collapses, they don't want to have to fly you back, so they keep you there. Anyway, there's a lot of money in that film, and they can do this stuff.
Yeah.
But in Australia, when they say you've got a trailer, it's 6x4, and it's still got firewood in it.
Yes.
It's a very different game.
Yes.
But anyway, we were doing a scene. I finished a scene where Jeremy Renner punches me and I fall to the ground, and we have to go back and check the split, which is the TV monitor where they replay the thing to show you what they want to change, or can you move to your left. And as I walk back to the...
How cool. It's so cool.
Yeah, we're walking back to the split, and we're in the Philippines, and there's this guy in a long coat with kind of a sort of pork pie hat on, and I thought, that guy looks like that James Bond dude. And then I'm looking at the split, and as I'm looking at the split, my brain goes, you're acting with his wife. That will be Daniel Craig.
Wow.
So literally I'm standing beside a guy, like I almost not pushed him, but I had to kind of sort of push over to look into the monitor going, sorry, mate, I'm just trying to see what they want me to do here. And then my brain, as I did that, my brain went, it's totally going to be Daniel Craig. And then I had to go, oh, go, mate. He's like, go, how are you? So you're Rachel Wheat, the Academy Award-winning actress, is his wife.
Jacobson just walking by. Hey, do you mind, mate? Yeah. Just trying to get through
I'm an
here.
actor.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Incredible. I reckon that'll do us for what the hell am I doing here, yeah.
None of this would have happened either if you did not win Man Oh Man in 1994.
We had a hell of a chat about that. You're not going to play a piece from that.
We're going to play the entire episode right now.
No, we're
I've
not,
forgotten
Shane,
about this.
Mate, he won it.
We had this chat. I didn't win it. I was the last one left. There was a lot of weird dudes on that show, and they kept pushing him in the pool. And then all the women looked up and went, "Oh, we're stuck with that bloke." And they said, "You're a winner." I went, "Yeah, not really."
Can you remember what your pickup line was? Because there was one section there where you had to say pickup lines.
So, no, what you had to try and pick up a girl on a bench, whatever the setup was, and there was a girl sitting on a bus stop bench, and I had to walk over and try and pick her up.
Improv.
Yeah. Yep. And they said, literally, your mission is to get her to come with you, and you picked her up. So I sat down beside her and said, how you going? You're waiting for the bus? And she said, yeah. And I said, look, if you want to, I've got a friend coming past in a car. If you'd like, you can get a lift with us. We're going out if you'd like to have a few drinks. And she said, why would I do that? I said, well, I know the bus isn't coming because I'm the bus driver, and it broke down a K up the road.
Right,
come on!
So she kind of had to say yes, and by default, that's
tricked
a
her.
Tricked her.
I did the same to my wife. Yeah.
Shane
I told her I was
Jacobson.
going to be rich and famous.
Australia's Got Talent Sunday, 7 p.m. and Monday, 7:30 p.m. Go see Hairspray too. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks,
man.
mate.
My pleasure. Thank you.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Melbourne, I got to warn you, nothing good is going to come from this.
Brownie's bad
Now,
news.
Sam, you've never been here for this segment.
I've been here for one where someone in Spain got caught in a giant dinosaur
Made of paper mache.
made of paper mache
It
and
was
died.
upside down for 2 days and
He
died.
dropped his phone in there.
and
Yes.
died. And I said, wow, that sounded like that's pretty sad. And you said, yeah, no, it was okay. You know, we took some calls, gave away some pies. That's that great moment of this show.
One of the greats.
That's what he would have wanted, Sam. Of course, remember, controversially, a couple of weeks ago, over in Taiwan, a nursing home hired some strippers as entertainment. Didn't go down that well.
No.
Well, it's happened again in Colombia this time.
dear.
El Prado, the town in Colombia, where one of the organisers, Nadia Cartagena, she decided she'd follow the same path as the Taiwanese nursing home and decided to roll out some entertainment, some adult entertainment.
Okay.
And hired some strippers, men and women strippers, Swanee. They just came along and, some of the people in the nursing home, they could get into it. Some of the older, they were told to dress up, so I think one was dressed as a firefighter.
Nice.
Oh, the whole village people vibe.
Absolutely.
Classic.
There was a mask with a snooker ball.
Oh.
There was no.
And one of them...
Sam wasn't there.
No. And one of them was dressed as John Wayne. I'm reliable.
Topical. That's a topical reference.
Arseless chaps.
Arseless chaps absolutely came in on his horse. But, unbelievably, while the entertainment was going on,
Yeah.
obviously older patrons at a nursing home, Swanee.
Oh, no. Uh-oh.
One of the...
Did you just say, oh, no, Bill?
One of the patrons, during the height of one of the entertainment, they're really starting to get the gear off, one of the patrons has had a heart attack.
And died.
Well, not sure of their status at the moment, but they did receive medical attention.
In a stable critical
Last night.
condition?
They are, yes, they are. They're hanging on. Yeah. They're hanging on.
Received
dear.
medical attention by a nurse, or was it a nurse, a stripper dressed as a nurse?
Both. Dual roles. Got in a little bit of trouble. So Nadia put it out there. She said, today I held an erotic party for older adults and I got the biggest scare of my life because I did not expect what happened to happen. And the truth is that I'm very sorry. I just wanted to give them some fun and I did not expect this situation to occur.
Why didn't you expect it?
Never. Never apologise, John.
Never apologise.
You're not a doctor.
Chrissie, Sam, and Brownie.
The podcast.
Melbourne, good morning. Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Over 100, and it would not be Tuesday without the greats. Team Mark.
Yes, and I have to quell the rumours right away. I am not one of the contestants on Channel 9's new show, Asbestos Island.
Are you sure?
That's definitely not me.
Are you sure?
I'm completely fine.
Did you hear that, Goss?
Oh, what's this?
No,
That's
not
the
at
Asbestos Island theme.
Oh, good on you.
I've just got a recap for Sammy because that was in 6:30, Goss. There's a Channel 7 show, one of your boys.
It's not.
That is
one of your boys.
It's had to halt production. It's like a Survivor with 100, contestants because they found asbestos all over the island, and we hereby renamed it Asbestos Island.
There's so many of these. Love Island, Temptation Island.
Love Boat.
Are you on the Love Boat, Sam? No.
Yeah, he's Gopher.
Wow.
The real
Isaac.
Love Boat. If the real Love Boat was attacked by pirates, then I would watch that episode.
People
Do you mean
probably, I'm sure many of your listeners wouldn't remember The Love Boat. It was a very strange show. Andy Warhol was on one episode.
Was he?
I found out last night Tom Hanks was on an episode.
Really?
Everyone was on it. Shuttle. Remember Shuttle?
Was that pre or post Turner and Hooch?
Good question.
Pre-Turner, long before.
Pre.
How would you describe Turner and Hooch to the younger listeners?
Tom Hanks and a dog solve crimes. That was it, wasn't it?
An awful, like the drool on that dog's mouth turned me off.
At
dogs
first
for
they weren't
years.
friends, but then they worked it
Oh,
out.
really?
Yeah,
I've
man.
never seen Turner and Hooch.
It's a great movie.
Turner and
you need
Hooch.
to get to it. You need to watch Kenny and Turner and Hooch. the big...
I remember it came out at the same time as Tango and Cash, so it was very confusing. Maybe they should have all teamed up, Turner and Hooch and Tango and Cash.
Have you seen Tango and Cash?
I think I have. Is it Patrick Swayze? No.
No.
Who is it? Oh, Kurt Russell.
Yes.
Pardon me.
You call yourself a movie buff.
Jack Palance.
Wash
Jack
your
Palance.
mouth out. Yeah, Jack Palance. Villain.
I know Brownie is a film buff because he's constantly telling me he wants to build a statue of, who is it? Patsy Kensit from Lethal Weapon 2.
Specifically.
A statue in Melbourne. That's what we need.
Specifically the scene in the caravan.
What else you got, Tone?
People are in fear because yesterday was the 10th. Was it the 10th of October yesterday?
Yes.
It was.
10th of October was the day that Twitter was full of people with multiple Australian flags as part of their address saying, this is the day. Well, I'll just quote one of them. This is the tweet that was mostly going around. I won't say the gentleman who put it up there. A high-up biologist, brackets, who is a good, honest mate of mine, close brackets, has confirmed that the toxins present in the poison COVID vaccine are set to be activated today, October 10. Please join me in praying for those who took the clot shot despite the fact they ignored us. Nanobots assemble! Did it happen? Has anyone...
All good, man.
I mean, everyone seems fine in this room.
Well, I'm an anti-vaxxer anyway, so I haven't had it. But
Is it because
I'm
it's...
dead inside, but I'm still living.
Is it still October 9 in part of the... Are we working on American time? Is it not kicked in yet?
No, it's definitely
what are they? Has there been a follow-up tweet from that that man, Tone? You know what I mean? I always think about what, like you said,
Weirdly,
you
he died of COVID overnight.
Most of the follow-up tweets concerned 5G and Amber Heard, so I wasn't able to.
Is that what it is too?
Amber Heard's living in Spain, an island in Spain.
Well done.
Wow.
She's secretly living in an island in Spain.
You are on fire today, mate.
Hey, don't you worry about that.
Turner and Hooch, Amber Heard's living in Spain. You get all your news here. from
Statue
Brownie.
of Patsy Kensit. What is going on with you, Brownie? Have you had too many vaccines?
Too many coffees this morning.
What
else you got?
Dan Andrews says he is excited about the upcoming election. I'm experiencing a big build in my pants. I'm sorry, I don't think I was supposed to read that out. Not sure if that's an exact quote.
Tone's here.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
I'm just looking up at the news. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff about that bridge in Crimea.
Yeah.
And apparently...
Explosion.
They're denying the rumours that it was destroyed by a Melbourne truck driver trying to get under it. So that's very tasteless.
The old Montague.
Talk about that.
What else you got? Patsy Kensit's driven over it. Well, what's the latest for the Montague
May I
Street
offer
Bridge?
you a tidbit?
Oh, yes, please.
That bridge connecting Crimea to the mainland is the longest bridge in Europe.
Well, not anymore.
No, it's still just connected.
Okay.
Hanging on.
Is it?
Just.
I wanted a
Still
tidbit.
just.
That's a good tidbit. I wanted one about the Montague Street Bridge.
Nah.
I wanted one about Patsy Kensit's nipples.
All right, let's go on to more tasteful matters.
Bath plugs?
Yeah.
Have you heard about the new Batman villain? There's rumoured to be called the Prawn Twizzler. I'm not sure if that's true. Can that be right? This sounds like the work of the Twizzler.
I can see like a really garish prawn villain, the Prawn Twizzler.
And you could see it only in Goldcast.
Yes.
Tone, you joke about the prawn Twizzler, but it's a superior thing on the menu in Gold Class.
May I offer you a tidbit?
Please.
Here we go.
It's not actually called the Prawn Twizzler.
What?
Only you and I call it the Prawn Twizzler.
I was going to say, I don't know what it is.
It's
what are you
actually,
talking about?
Well, I'll tell you its name and then I'll describe it. It's actually the Prawn Twister.
I hate that.
I hate it too, and I won't call it that.
No.
It is a whole prawn in phyllo pastry,
Yeah.
flash fried,
Looks like a turnip.
and then a beautiful, slightly spicy sauce.
Nah. That's a Prawn Twizzler. That film, Twister,
Twizzler.
I'm calling that film Twizzler from now on. What else have we got? Obviously Batman villains. You mentioned Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Wayne, what are people's views on? I find him to be very poor. I know he won an Oscar. I didn't see the film he won an Oscar for, but he was
Did he win it for?
The Dallas Buyers Club.
Oh, okay, that was a great film.
I mentioned earlier he's about to star as Karl Lagerfeld, the fashion icon in a new movie.
Well, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Jared Leto, was he in the House of Gucci?
Yeah, he was in the House of Gucci.
He was good in that.
But he had a sort of elaborate prosthetic makeup. But I
Barely
found
recognisable.
the voice was very, that's a spicy meatball.
Yes.
It was very Mario.
It was OTT, but then I heard that was really accurate, but it just sounded jarring.
Exactly, I heard
that's
that
what
too.
the guy was actually like.
I think so.
Yeah.
See, that's like our friend Ash Williams. He often comes in on the show.
I love him.
And I don't know if you've seen him playing a Frenchman in a American... You know how he just goes to America and gets these bizarre gigs? He turned up in an American sitcom called The X's, which is on, I think it's on 10's Catch Up.
Yeah.
It stars a bloke who is Newman on Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Wayne Knight.
Wayne Knight, he was in it. Someone from Third Rock. Kristen, what's her name from Third Rock from the Sun?
Kristen Dunst.
What's her name?
Not
no.
Kristen Dunst.
She's a tall woman, very tall woman.
Sorry.
Kristen
Anyway, I can't think.
Bakansky or something. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah,
What else?
someone's furiously typing in the next room. But anyway, Ash Williams was in that playing a Frenchman, and he had an outrageous French accent.
Yeah.
But he was teamed with an actual French gentleman whose accent was even more outrageous, so it made Ash's sound quite good.
Sounded quite legit.
That's right.
Sounds très bien to me.
I love when Ash remembers these stories. Like he and I walk often, and we'll just be walking and say we'll walk past a French restaurant. He'll go, "Hang on, I played a French guy in a weird sitcom." It's like he forgets, and then he has little visual clues to remember his own CV.
Fact check, Kristen Johnson, the great Kristen Johnson.
Can I just say, our friend Sandra Chillar is very, very similar. Do you know what I mean? You'll be talking about someone, you know, like somehow we were talking about wrestling, and The Undertaker came out, and he goes, yeah, The Undertaker, yeah. Actually, I had dinner with him. You know what I mean?
I love those
what a
people.
life you've led where you'd forgotten that you had dinner with the Undertaker.
But did he really? You wouldn't know, you know. Like, he's old.
He's a bit
He's an old man.
Someone's pretending to be the Undertaker?
Pathological liar.
Very poor scam.
TikTok news, Tony?
TikTok, well, obviously people are worried about their data being harvested. The big story in the Herald Sun today is the Chinese government harvesting data off Twitter.
What?
Now, how much data do they have? Because I'm not on TikTok, but I'm on Twitter. So whoever owns Twitter has this information. My email address, which is one I've set up just for Twitter, and my date of birth, that's on Wikipedia. And that's it.
You're in danger.
So how much harvesting what are you getting from someone's Twitter account, from their TikTok? Like, are you on TikTok, Dino?
No, I'm not. But, like, who cares about my details anyway?
But how much details do they have? Does the Chinese government have a room full of thousands of people just sitting there going, wow, I know everything about how good they are at lip syncing to want to be starting something.
Yes, I know.
I have a comprehensive list of 25 things that her mum says.
Exactly. guys, if she was a cheese, she'd be camembert.
Hey, Sizzletown, I'm told it's out of control at the moment.
Sizzletown is out now, and it begins as a talkback show and ends as a science fiction spectacular, the latest episode.
What?
Yes.
And that's live now?
It's somehow on the internet.
Great.
If you get on there and let us harvest your data.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Oh, Mr. Fuji's at the door.
I want some tropical stuff.
Brownie, you've been asking about what's happening at Melbourne Airport.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers if you're on your way there at the moment.
A security breach at the airport this morning has sparked chaos. Flights delayed, hundreds of passengers having to be rescreened. So a person inadvertently entered the terminal without a security screening, Qantas said in a statement, leading to the airline disembarking at least one loaded plane and ordering hundreds of people back into the queue.
How did they know that one person had missed?
Detail's not his strong suit, Christine.
Well, I'm just saying, it just from the outside, it feels like one person got through and then they've just, Qantas have suspended all, action.
So someone just moseyed on past the security screening, the X-ray machines. Yeah. And then have they got the new one? It's in the Qantas terminal, so I'm not sure they've upgraded the because I know Virgin have just changed their screening area. Yeah, it's all moved.
Anyway, there's hundreds of the breakfast television networks having a field day, Christine.
Yeah.
If you're flying the Savo, go now.
In fairness,
that's true.
I think it'll be clear by then. In fairness, if Qantas had gone, don't worry about it, and that one guy had a bomb, then we would have been very mad. They have to do this.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? The due diligence is unavoidable.
Footage of a reporter ducking for cover as Russia's missiles struck Kiev has gone viral. Dino, there's actually audio of it apparently. The BBC's Hugo Bachega ducked for cover during a live cross which was interrupted as rockets rained down.
The city of Zaporizhia, a major city in the south of the country, very close to the front lines, was hit. More than a dozen. So.
Jeez.
So that was Hugo Bachega in Kiev just as those attacks were happening.
Wow.
Bit of coshy about that.
Really on the front line.
Wow.
Hey, change of pace though.
It's unbelievable.
Brownie, Lee Matthews has signed a new deal at AW. There you go, there's a change.
Great.
You happy with that?
Talking lethal.
He signed a new 2-year deal to continue with through AW. That's your old coach, Lee.
He's great, yeah. Saturday afternoon football.
You're giving out the shifts as well, eh?
There's the pre-game.
Can I tell you, at the
I think there's a
Logies,
commentary.
I was waiting at the top of the entrance. There was no one around, and I saw Lee leaving the Logies, and I didn't know he would be there. So I did that weird thing where you're like looking at someone going, I know this face, but it's incongruous with the location. Like I was thinking, why would I? Anyway, it was the greatest thrill of the day for me.
He looked great in the penguin suit, didn't he? Because he
looked amazing.
He was introducing Bruce McAvaney into the Hall of Fame.
Wonderful.
Sportscaster you worked with for a long time.
Got a lovely face.
It's not mentioned here, but I'm pretty sure he just does. He doesn't do night games anymore because obviously he's in bed by 7.
Yeah.
Hey, pass that on to him.
Good
all right?
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, good
well,
stuff.
He's Sam. He
Oh,
was.
yeah, so what,
He's
John?
very sharp, wasn't he? Because at our grand final premiership reunion 2 weeks ago, Sam, you came and hosted, envelopeless. Sorry about that. But you interviewed
Still time
Leith.
to fix that, by the way.
You interviewed Leith, so you did 10 minutes of stand-up.
You two were riffing.
Yeah, you're
I think they
riffing.
say
It
in
was
the
one of
biz.
the funniest things I've ever heard when I asked Lee Matthews, as I looked around this sea of Brisbane Lion premiership legends. It was unbelievable. You couldn't believe what was in front of you.
Name some names, just
Well,
for context.
Simon Black, Jason Ackermanis, Michael Voss, Alistair Lynch,
Jonathan
Mel Michael,
Brown, the
Brownie,
biggest
of course,
names.
Pikey, Chris Johnson. Mate, it was unbelievable. Leper. And you're just going... And then I asked Lee how tough, because there's a lot of egos, a lot of big personalities. How tough was this team to coach? He said it was very, very tough, Sam. Because as you can see, as you look around this room, they had no natural ability.
Funny.
Zinged him.
He was on fire.
Nice.
All right,
It stunk of a man that had been on the circuit for all of grand final week, and he'd really tightened up his material. Yeah, he knew. He knew what hit.
He was
and
podium
what didn't.
fresh.
So by the time he got to the Sunday, Swanee, he knew what the hits were.
John,
Of course.
I've got two things to finish, but one involves the biggest trade deal in AFL history has been improved, right? I have no interest in trade week or trade talk, whatever, but there's the details if you want them up the top. So can you explain what's the trade that's
Does
happened?
Brodie like trade week?
Of course he does. Hasn't missed a
Why don't we
second
get
of it.
Brodie in just to explain it?
Oh, please.
That's
I've
a good
got no
idea.
idea. It involves 4 clubs. It's all based around Jason Horne-France, who was the #1 draft pick.
Okay, so
last year
from North Melbourne. I know he plays for North Melbourne.
That's right.
Brody
But 4
Pummeroy.
clubs had to get involved to organise the trade to Port Adelaide. Here you go, bro.
Efficiently.
I don't need the notes. All right, so Jason Horne-Francis, who is a former #1 draft pick, has joined Port Adelaide with Junior Rioli from West Coast. North Melbourne have traded this year's #1 draft pick to GWS, and in return have picked up pick 2 and pick 3. So that is a very big. It's the second time in 20 years that #1 draft pick has been traded. And Luke Jackson has gone on to join Freo, and now Melbourne are approaching Brodie Grundy, who is likely to join, and Josh Dunkley is going to the Brisbane Lions, but he may have to go via the pre-season draft. It's
Why
all
aren't
happening.
you on SEN?
It's all
That was
happening.
amazing.
That's big, man.
Did not Amanar. You could have won that competition. You
No
didn't-
Amanar.
No
Brodie,
Amanar.
are you okay?
Oh, Trade Radio is a very wonderful program that's on about 14 hours a day from 7 a.m. until that night, and it's worth the...
You need to be able to talk underwater with a mouthful of marbles.
Wow.
Work some of those shifts on SEN.
Unmissable.
God bless you, Brodie.
Mate, you're the best. All right, now get back in the van. Hey, whatever it is. Thank you, mate. Well done. That was amazing.
There he goes.
Have we got time?
Was West Coast was part of that, Dino, your boys.
Yeah, I don't know what we got, but it sounds good.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't understand a word he said, but it sounded like he did.
Yes.
Listen, have we got time for this?
Go
Yeah.
on. Go. Just.
You know Tyson. Who's Tyson Fury, Brownie?
He's the world heavyweight champion of the world. He's retired, I think, but they always retire. And then
His
they
dad's
retire.
insured. His dad has insured his own testicles. Not Tyson Fury's, his own.
Really? Because he was the stallion that fathered.
He's fathered 3 professional fighters, including the heavyweight champ.
Oh, that reminds me of a great game that we used to play called Out of By.
Exactly.
That was great.
But the quote, I've got world champion nuts in these trousers.
He said that. Now that's good for a T-shirt.
There's the promo.
Well, he
for
grew
today.
up as a gypsy. A gypsy. Was it Snatch? It was the movie that Brad Pitt was in?
Yes.
It was. Gypsies, yeah. Well, that's how Tyson Fury learned how to fight.
John Fury, the father of heavyweight champion Tyson Fury, believes his sperm is so valuable that he's had his testicles insured for $15 million.
He should sell his stuff for, in straws.
Yeah.
To breed, to breed the kings.
I have a couple of straws.
To breed the kings that I do, I've got some world champion nuts in these trousers.
Oh my God.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
I'll become the resident motor racing correspondent. Pundit? I like that. Motor racing pundit.
Revhead.
Sounds good, Revhead. Don't worry about Scafie or Neil Crompton.
Adam Gilchrist, another one of the big names in racing.
Or Chrissy Swan, of course, the motor racing pundit back in the day, weren't you? Swanee at the Formula One Grand Prix.
What a great story that was. So funny.
You did. You hosted the broadcast for Channel 10's Formula One
That's right, sir.
telecast.
That's right, sir, and I'll do it again.
How'd you go?
Very badly.
Kimi Räikkönen, David Coulthard, Jacques Villeneuve. Well, anyway, I was at Bathurst on Sunday. Garth Tander and Shane van Gisbergen were the winners. They were the victors.
How do you spell that?
Gisbergen.
Yeah. Gisbergen.
Don't confuse the pronunciation.
No.
Shane van Gisbergen, he's a star. He's probably going to win the championship this year. And Garth Tander at the back end of his career, but at his fifth win in the great race here in Australia. But as you do after you win the great race, because it's 1,000 kilometres, Bathurst, and they
how many laps, John?
161. I'm going to say.
Did you make that up, John?
No.
Nah.
No.
1,000 kilometres. Is that the same length as the Ballarat synthetic?
Similar. Very similar. A little bit shorter. Okay. But Bathurst, 161 laps, 1,000 kilometres. Both the drivers, they come together because they have to swap. They have to have the driver swap. So it's a big race. Obviously, if you win the great race, you celebrate. And you celebrate very hard. Yeah. So the next morning, a tough wake-up call, 7 a.m, they had to get up to do the media commitments and started off with Carl Stefanovic on the Channel 9 Today show. And Shane van Gisbergen obviously had only probably just gone to bed by the sounds of things. Now, this is the introduction. So you've got Carl, you've got Garth Tander and Shane van Gisbergen.
Yes.
Now, Shane van Gisbergen just wanted to turn up to say, I was here. That's all you can hear from him.
Joining us live now, Kings of the Mountain, Shane van Gisbergen and Garth Tander. They made it! How are you feeling?
Well, we were quick yesterday, but not so fast this morning. So, obviously.
Tell us. Yep. Okay. I think he's done. Yep.
I was here.
Then walked off camera. Walked off camera, so then onto the side of the camera, and then Garth said, "I'll hold the interview together," and then they pan across because Carl obviously wants to know how Shane van Gisbergen's going at the interview. They then pan across just to see where he's at. He's curled up in the corner, just having a bit of a Chris Mew over in the corner.
Well, just before we go, my friend, can we just get an update on Shane's condition?
Still no better. Still no better.
Hands across.
Just refueling with Red Bull. He's over there somewhere. It's like the Logie's aftermath. He's not going anywhere.
Can we hear him heaving?
Yes, we can.
Absolutely.
That's good camera.
How good's that?
Get the Walkley ready.
God. Koshy, if you're listening, that's how you do it.
Exactly.
See you tomorrow,
Bye.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie. Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissie, Sam and Brownie. Oh, unless it's a weekend.
Over 100.